Ladies and gentlemen, I have some bad news for you. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to UnwokeThoughts. Tonight, we are talking about the chairwoman of the RNC, the beautiful, the lovely, and the smart Ronna McDaniel. Apparently, we jumped the gun a little bit, reporting that she is stepping down as chair of the RNC. Now, I found this out in a tweet by Charlie Kirk where he said, Ronna McDaniel just sent out an email denying reports that she's agreed to step down, saying rumors to the contrary are simply not true, nothing has changed, and that nothing will be decided until, quote, after South Carolina. An inside source tells me that this is the RNC's attempts to slow things down because they've lost control of the process, i.e., who replaces Ronna, who will be co-chair. So kind of leaving a little bit open to interpretation there. Maybe Ronna McDaniel actually did agree to step down, but they're trying to figure out who's going to step up. And she's like, hold on a minute. All these rumors, they're just rumors. They're not true. I'm still chairwoman of the RNC, but let's look at this email and see what it says. It says, members, with a news cycle full of palace intrigue and speculation surrounding all of us, very fancy, I want to take the time to reassure all of you that I am still hard at work as RNC chairwoman in building a machine that will elect Republicans up and down the ballot in November. I'm sure you are, Ronna, because your history of electing Republicans is extremely exceptional. I am currently on the road fundraising. Fundraising for what? Your personal bank account? I don't know. We're staffing up with staff on the ground in 15 states. The team is busy making phone calls and knocking doors to get out the vote for Mazi Phillip in New York's 3rd District, with early voting open and special election on February the 13th. We have more lawsuits on the horizon, but we're currently engaged in 77 election lawsuits across 23 states, many of which will have major ramifications across the country. Day in and day out, we continue to hold Joe Biden and the Democrats' feet to the fire for their continued assaults on our freedoms and failures. Oh, she's just saying all of the right things here, isn't she? On everything from the border crisis, Bidenomics, and skyrocketing crime. Myself and my staff are refusing to be distracted by the outside noise, and we remain committed to our mission. Rumors to the contrary are simply not true. Nothing has changed, and there will not be any changes decided on until after South Carolina, when we may have our eventual nominee. I want to thank you for your outpouring messages of support. I am proud of this committee and our work together over the past several cycles. I know you all are working diligently in your states alongside state, local, and grassroots leaders towards victory this fall. I also know we're not done yet. There's a lot of work to be done in the next 9 months to make Joe Biden a one-term president, and we're just getting started. As always, feel free to reach out to me, Mike, or any one of my team with any questions or needs you may have. Thanks, Ronna. Well, I, for one, am just happy and overjoyed that we are in good hands, just like this, guys. Look at this. Here's a report of RNC versus DNC spending. And you wonder why we just keep losing. Look at this expenditure report right here. You have the RNC right here in the left column, and then you have the DNC in the right column. Look at payroll. Okay, payroll. Well, let's look at total spending first. Total spending by the RNC, a little bit less than DNC, was $128,735,489.96. DNC, $156,900,372.28. But look at the breakdown here. For the RNC versus the DNC, the payroll for the RNC was $15,364,844.34. Okay. DNC, $20,302,310. Okay. That's a little bit less for RNC. Okay. That's good so far, right? Office supplies. $297,717.64 for the RNC. Yet for the DNC, $45,005. Wow. Management consulting. Wow, because we all know that management, they need their consultants, guys. They need those consultants that just know everything. They need to tell everybody what they should do in what situations. But the RNC spent $1,078,279.47 on management consulting, while the DNC only spent $114,000. Donor gifts. RNC, $615,000. DNC, $502,000. Now look at this right here. This is the most glaring one of all of them. Floral arrangements. The RNC spent $70,328, while the DNC, I guess they don't like their flowers over there at the DNC, they only spent $795. That's all? How will you let people know that you appreciate them if you're not spending tens of millions of dollars on flower arrangements? Wow, come on, DNC. Voter file maintenance. Here's another bad one. $39,233 for the RNC on voter file maintenance. That sounds like a pretty important thing to get right, correct? Well, the DNC, they apparently they think so, because they spent $235,865.88 on voter file maintenance. And now look at this. Media booking consultants, guys. It's very important to get booked in the right media spaces. $116,341 for RNC and $0 for the DNC. Limousines, $263,127 for RNC, $7,000 for DNC. GeoTV texting, I'm not really sure what that is, but the RNC spent substantially less than the DNC, $86,000 versus $1.6 million for the DNC, and then transfers to state parties, $13,000 for the RNC, $23,000 for the DNC. So wow, that's a very incredible breakdown right there. So it's no wonder why the RNC is in such chaos right now. But Benny Johnson is excoriating Ronna McDaniel because, he does not like Ronna one bit. Neither do I, Benny. I'm on your side here, Benny. He says Ronna McDaniel comes from a long lineage of losers. Her uncle Mitt Romney ran for president and lost. Her grandpa George Romney ran for president and lost. Her grandmother Lenore Romney ran for Senate and lost. Her dad Scott Romney ran for attorney general and lost. Following the trend, Ronna lost the GOP 18 House seats, 3 Senate seats, 8 governors, and 1 president while RNC chair. We are sick of losing. I agree with that. But the post-millennial is talking about this. And they are saying now, Ronna McDaniel releases damage control letter after reports that she is stepping down. An email shared to social media reportedly from RNC chair Ronna McDaniel had the hallmarks of damage control after rumors swirled on Tuesday that she was stepping down from her position. Charlie Kirk stated that an inside source tells me this is the RNC's attempt to slow things down because they've lost control of the process. Yeah, I would say so. They've lost control. I will give that one thing to Nikki Haley there. She's right when she says the RNC is an absolute chaos. They've lost control. But there's a reason. Ronna McDaniel needs to step down. They need to lose control so that it can be put back together and put back together the right way. But this article kind of goes through the letter. I'm not going to read the whole thing because I already read it for you word for word. But they say the South Carolina primary will be held February the 24th. Nikki Haley will face off against Donald Trump in her home state. McDaniel has been under fire for months from unhappy Republicans who have slammed her use of funds. I just pointed out some of the funds, how they were spending, some of the millions, tens of millions of dollars that they had under their control. It's kind of crazy. Slammed her use of funds for things like excessive floral arrangements, balked at her initial displeasure at having to back Donald Trump as the eventual nominee, among other concerns. The New York Times reported earlier that McDaniel had told Trump that she was intending to step down in advance of the South Carolina primary. Her chief of staff said on Tuesday that he would be stepping down. As to McDaniel's meeting with Trump, Reid said, "We always knew there would be some changes once we had a presumptive nominee, and we welcome that," Reid wrote. Chairwoman McDaniel has had great conversations with President Trump over the last few days and weeks. She will continue to lead this organization to merge seamlessly should he be the nominee. So, guys, I am so sad to report to you that we don't know for sure yet if Ronna McDaniel is stepping down after South Carolina or not. Let's all hope and pray that she does. But what do you guys think about this? Do you think Ronna McDaniel is going to step down? Do you think this is just damage control? Are they trying to figure out what they're going to do with the next chair before they officially announce anything, and she doesn't want all these rumors just being leaked everywhere and people starting to panic? Let me know down below in the comments what you think about this. Like and subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. But until then, I will see you on the next one.